Hello all, welcome back to Learning Partner. If you are new, please do subscribe. This is another channel where you can directly connect with me. We have around 1,000 plus members already who are working. We take live coding sessions and everything. To just get notified about those sessions, please do join this group. Okay, so what is micro frontend? So you must have seen what do we say advertise of Squaler on YouTube, monolithic and microservices something, right? So monolithic and micro frontend. So it's not now micro frontend is not a concept which is only limited to Angular or React or .NET or Java. It's a design pattern, programming pattern, or we can say a project pattern. Okay. So how do you structure your project? That is nothing but a setup what we talk about. So let's say if we talk about the two approaches, first is monolithic, what we know a straightforward project will be there. Nothing means not a single project inside that we have multiple projects, not like that. A single straightforward project will be there. That is what everyone use till now. That is nothing but a monolithic application architecture. Then we have a micro frontend. So, or in case of what do we say, backend technology, they will call it as a microservice. But in case of Angular, we will call it as a micro frontend. Fine. So when we talk about micro frontend, so consider a application or a project where we have so many modules. Let's say a banking project we can consider. Let's say we have a banking project. Now everyone knows like in banking project, there are so many applications. So let's say first like majorly payment will be there. Then back office will be there. Then before, let's say if any, you might have heard like offers or any scheme. So it's not like some person will decide that offer to get available for the customer. Whenever any new scheme or offer comes, it has to go through many different applications. Then it get finally approved and then that offer is available for the normal customer. Okay. So many applications are there. So around, let's say if we talk about just one bank, let's say talk about SBI. So SBI will have around 40 to 50 applications, means project. Different scenarios might be there. Internet banking, back office, insurance, trading, stocks. So many applications will be there. Now consider like, and all applications are going to be related to SBI only, right? Particular bank. So it is going to have a particular team, particular technology is also going to be decided. Same technology. Let's say all Angular SBI applications are going to be with Angular. So all projects will be with Angular only. Back in, let's say Java, normally banking application APIs are normally with Java, right? So let's say everything is Java. So if technology is same, okay. So if micro frontend is not there, so what we will be doing? We will be creating multiple projects for different. Let's say 40 applications are there. So we will be creating 40 projects. We will have 40 repositories, 40 environments, different environment in different environment, different teams will deploy their applications also. Individually, it's like separate project. Okay. Might be possible their database might be same or their API might be same. But on Angular side, there might be different project. But so having this different projects, sometimes what we can say similar kind of thing. Let's say if we talk about theme and combination, let's say what kind of button I need. Let's say I'm talking about a table. In all my project, yeah, I should have a table where I should have a sorting, searching, filtering, pagination, custom context menu, so many things, right? So I'm just talking about Angular. So I need a table in all my project, 40 to 50 project. I'm going to display some records. So let's say we are using table to display that. And in that table, I need sorting, filter, pagination, context menu, and so many things, export and everything, right? So if I have different project, so this reusable table component I have to create in every project, right? If we talk about any project, that UI combination or look and feel will be same across all the project. So still, because those are individual projects, so we need to have a reusable component created in all the project. So this is kind of a duplicate thing we will be doing, right? So now this is with the monolithic approach where we have different projects. But just consider you have a common workspace. Okay. Workspace as an umbrella where you will be having multiple projects in a single umbrella. Okay. So let's say you create a workspace, and in that workspace, what are the 50 projects we have? That 50 project you will create in this workspace as a library project, or let's say apply, just a term I'm using for now, library project. Means you will have a bigger project. That is what we call this as a workspace. And inside that you will have a library project. Fine. Now inside this library project, let's say 40 to 50 project dedicated application will be there. But let's say in all these 40 to 50 application, you might want to use some common methods or common UI components also. Just we talk about table component, right? So what we do, apart from this 50 project, we will create our some dedicated project for this library. Let's say for one project, we will have just for the table. Okay. And now in this project, this will be a project. Okay. In this project, we will have only table. Okay. This project only dedicated to the table. Again, we can have whatever the reusable things we have. Let's say reusable card, reusable button, reusable calendar. So many things might be there. So all reusable thing, we will put it into this component, into this project. And now this project, because all projects are in a single workspace, so now I can use this project in all the other library project. Okay. Let's say inside this project also we have one banking project. Then we have back office project. Then we have insurance. So our workspace is same. Inside that we have multiple projects. So individual team will be working on their respective project. But when they open, they will open the whole project. They can see the source code of banking also and insurance also. So if, because API common for all the project. So if we have to see like how this API is getting used, what type of data we have to use. So we have the access of all the project because we will be working in a single project. Fine. So this is just a understanding how what we can say uh, micro frontend or having multiple project in a single workspace work. So just to see the design, you can see, let's say we have a team cart application, team website application will be there, team payment application is there. Okay. Again, when we talk about micro frontend, it's not related just with Angular. Let's say we have created a workspace. Now in this workspace, let's say banking project is with Java, back office project is with Angular, insurance project is with React. So we can have multiple technology projects also, right? Now, if we go with the traditional approach, in Angular, we cannot have a React.js project, right? But if we have a common workspace, there we can have any technology is not technology bound project won't be there. You can have any technology. Again, with the technologies which supports micro frontend architecture. So you cannot directly use PHP now with this, right? Because PHP doesn't have that framework which is suitable for having to communicate with different types of technology. But whatever the latest technology we have, they are compatible to connect with the different domains also. Okay. So these are the some advantages we have. So each team will, like the example we have taken. So let's say if we don't have common workspace, so in each team, we need every developer to work on this reusable component also, right? But if we have a separate project for that, we will have some dedicated people. We normally call it as a core team. So core team they won't work on the normal sprint work. They will only work on this kind of thing. Okay. So core team normally works on this kind of reusable thing. They will only work whatever the components we are going to need in overall projects. So they will be working on that, creating reusable functions, some library utility functions are there, reusable components, UI components, what it can be. They will just work on the core part. So core team will be working on that, another team working on their project. So this is how structure is there. Again, now it just the topic is like from last 1 year we have the micro front end with Angular. So whenever we go for the interview, and if your experience is greater than 2 years, so everyone is expecting you should have a basic understanding of micro frontend, how micro frontend work, how things are different in Angular. So these things only you need to worry. Again, it's not related to coding. There won't be so many changes to coding. Whatever you know in Angular, that will be as it is, because it ultimately it's an Angular project. If you are in the banking team, you will be working on that banking project only, internet banking only. If you are in the back office project, you will be working in the Angular only. It's not like whole thing you need to worry. Ultimately, you are going to get the task on particular page that will be limited to this project only, right? Okay, it's just a setup. When we create the project or when we set up the architecture, then in that scenario only micro frontend will come. Okay, but when we are in the interview, everyone wants to check how you are aware, what are the new things happening, are you aware or not. They might ask you question about 17, 18, right? Even though their project might be in Angular 12 only, but they just want to check, like, if we think like we need to migrate, so are you aware about what new things are there or what new changes are there. So that's why they will ask you the question. So today we will just try to have a basic understanding how we create the micro frontend architecture. Okay, what extra library we need. That things we will focus. Okay, so now let's so V18 is there, right? So here I will, or let's open this folder, or let's create first. Okay, now steps also I have already created. So first step, those who have created reusable library for hosting it on npm, they might be no workspace. So in Angular we can create workspace, means it will be like a project but without src folder. Okay, it will be a project but without src folder, it is just a workspace. So we can create workspace by this command ng new, whatever a workspace name we have to give. Now we know like new new is, and then whatever the name we give, this is nothing but command to create the project. But after that, if you provide the parameter like create application false, so it won't create an application inside that. It will just create the overall folder structure. Okay. And one more thing, the benefit of doing this, so you will have, let's say you have 50 projects in that, but node module will be only one. Okay. So whatever libraries you have in the banking project will be available to back office and will be available to insurance also, because single node module folder will be there. Fine. Because this architecture is very helpful when we, for in environment, when we create the pipelines and everything. Now, this architecture is very helpful for DevOps team, because we don't have multiple things. We will have a single instance of node module. So whatever the jobs they create, basic architecture or setups they did now. So micro frontend architecture is very helpful for those. Okay. Now, so first thing we have to create the workspace. So just to create the workspace, we have this command. So let's copy. Let's say workspace name I'm giving as ng new micro example. Fine. Enter. So what it will does, it will create, see how many files we have created, angular.json, package.json, tsconfig, whatever the minimum files we see apart from our src folder it has created. Now it is installing the node module also. Let's see if it is created or not. Micro example. Okay. So see, only basic files it has created. Now it will install the node module also, that is going on. Okay, node module also there. So when we talk about workspace, so workspace will be like this. It won't have that src folder, just a workspace without our project. Fine. Now let's open this workspace in a VS Code. So this is the first step. We have to create the workspace. Let me open new window. Open folder. Again, just try to implement this at least 1 or 2 times, so that if you are in the interface now, if you implement then only you will be confident while explaining. Okay. Fine. So we have opened our open our workspace. Now in this workspace, we have to create our multiple projects, whatever we discuss. So this is like an umbrella. Inside this project, we will have our projects. Okay. So what we can do, next thing is we have to create the project. So ng G generate, and what we are going to create application. It will be a project, but we are creating project inside the workspace. So we have to use this command ng generate application. Then this will be your application name, and we need a routing file. So that's why this. So let's copy. Let's open a terminal. So let's say host tab is, or let's say banking. First application, internet banking. Let's make it internet. Let's say payment. So this is the first project we are creating. Enter. It will ask for CSS, and since it is Angular 18, so it will ask for static file server-side rendering. I will say no, enter. So see what it has done. It has created the project, but along with that, it has updated angular.json also. See, it has updated angular.json and package.json also. Now, if we see the angular.json and see, it has created project folder, and inside that project folder, it has created our first project. Okay. Now in angular.json, we will have one project where it is, it's not rendered it. Let it run. It is taking so much time. Okay, let's create another one. So inside project, only one payment project we have created. Let's create another one. Let's say back copies. Enter. CSS, no, enter. So now in project folder, we have created two projects. First is back copies and second is payment. So now if you can see node module, we will be using this global node module. Okay. And here we will just have our code only, not package.json, not anything. Okay. We can have that also, but again, it will need some basic implementation. With every particular projects also, we can implement angular.json and package.json, but just the basic setup we will first try. Okay. So both are done. Now let's open angular.json. I'm not able to see projects over here. Okay, here it is there. Back copies. This is the first one. Yeah, project. So see, this angular.json is of a workspace. So in workspace, you can see how many projects we have created, like that it will implement. Okay. So now in project, whatever the settings, angular.json setting we have, that we can see it over here. Asset, style, script, configuration, build, and everything. Related to that project, you can do it over here. Whatever we used to do in the individual project, that thing you need to do in the outside angular.json. If you are going to use bootstrap, so you need to add it over here. Okay, like that. So you will have a dedicated setting in your angular.json. So we have created workspace. Then inside that workspace, we have created our projects also. Now, next thing is we need to implement now webpack. Extra thing we have to do is webpack. I have already done that, so you won't have to do it. I mean, it won't install in my system, but this webpack CLI we need to install. So let's copy. Let's open a new terminal. This is the third step. We need to install the webpack CLI. Let's enter. Just like Angular also, Angular CLI is there, just like that webpack CLI is also there. Okay. So in package.json, webpack CLI, where it is added. Okay, sorry. So I have had while practicing only, I have done that. So it will be available globally. Fine. So if you are doing it for the first time, you need to install this. Then whenever we talk about micro front end, na, so we have a package that is module federation. So module federation first, before that, one more package was there. Means with up to Angular 15, one more else library was there, and with NX we used to do that. But now we have module federation. So with this, we can individually run this project on a different port. So for that, we need to run this command. Okay. So this is the command. Let's open new terminal. Now here we just need to provide our project name. So our first project name is back office. So let's copy. Because these are individual project. Every team is going to run their individual project. So on different port, we need to run it. So let's say this back office project we are going to run on 4200. Let's enter. So it will be searching for that module federation and it will add it. So we just have to say yes, enter. It's like npm install. Ngadd means nothing but npm install. Back office project not found. Why it is saying back office not found? What is the name we have? Okay, like this. Yes. Okay. Just like that, we need to do it for the second project also. Payment. So instead of back office, we just need to provide the second project name, that is payment. Sorry. Wait, we just need to change the project. Let's say 4201. So banking project, back office project was running on 4200. Now payment project is going to be running on 4201. Let's enter. Okay. So again, I will repeat. First, we have to create the workspace. Once workspace is created, we will be creating applications in that workspace. So we will have projects. After project creation, we need to install Angular CLI. Sorry, Webpack CLI. Once you're done installing the Webpack CLI, then you need to manage the whole project, and which using module federation, we will be installing that. And while installing, we need to provide the port number also. Fine. So now let's try to run it. Let's open a new terminal. Now, first project like payments. So ng serve. Now everything, all the Angular command we are using in the workspace only. Okay, we are not in the terminal. It's, you can see in the workspace only we are. Ng serve. Now we have to specify the project name. Let's see if it has updated the package.json. Run all, it has added just. Okay. So ng serve, then our project name. So our first project name was payment. Enter. So when we talk about micro frontend, so you will be running a particular project. So ng serve, then whatever the project name you have, you will be giving that. Okay, so let it run. So you can see payment is the last command we said, and we said like 4201. So you can see on 4201 it is working. Let's try to open it also. Localhost 4201. So this is banking. Let's change it also. Let's add some. This is back office now. Just like that. In our payment. Okay. So first project we have run. Let's try to save. So you can see payment project is visible over here. So on 4201, our payment project is running. Let's open another command. Now instead of payment, second is like back office. What was the name? I think it needs the folder name. Let's see. No, just the capital was there. That's why. So this project will be running on localhost 4200. Okay, 4200. So see, on 4201 we have our payment project running, and on the different port we have our back office project running. Okay, so consider like if you are working in a let's say MNC, and if the client is like that, so in almost uh, MNCs you will be able to find project with the micro frontend architecture. Even though many projects will be there, but you might have some command to run your project, but you will be able to see so many projects available in your whole in your workspace. In some architecture, instead of project, they will name it as apps also. Again, you need to change the whole configuration also, but by default, we get the project, but we can change this folder name also. Okay. So this is the basic implementation. Now, coming back to the point, like how do we use, like, let's say we have a reusable folder, right? So again, to manage that, we have to create some remote entry, and then we need to export that. But I have done that with Angular 15 because in that we had the module, but in Angular 18 we don't had the module, so I was facing some issues. So that's why I didn't cover that. So once I'm success with that, then we will again see that how do we export that also. Let's say some part of payment component I have to use in Office component also, reusability thing what we discussed. So that is also possible. But in the older architecture, I was able to do that. But in new architecture, I was not, because we don't have app module. I tried creating app module also, but again, some issues were there. So I'm working on it. Once I get the solution, again, we will see, and that thing we will do. Okay. So this is the basic. At least you should be aware of this structure, like how micro frontend projects are. It's not like so many file changes or something will be there. You will have a workspace, and inside that workspace, you will have different projects. So different team will be working on the different project. Okay. When it comes to deployment, every project can be individually deployed also on a different domain. Okay. So this is the basic. Let me just. If anyone has any question, you can go ahead. Whatever I know, I will be trying to answering it. Yeah, you can unmute now. Anyone has any questions?
Sir, basically,
Yeah,
sir,
sir.
I have a question.
Yeah, one by one.
Sir, if we want to do one project in standalone and the other one in standalone files, how can we do?
Yeah. So I tried that, but when we create the application with this command, so we cannot pass I tried passing standalone over here, but it was not taking. It was taking whatever the package.json we have. This is it. It is by default following that only. Okay. So I'm also not sure, like it might be possible, but I didn't had the time today. Okay. But
Sir,
let's say you project is created right now, so you won't be using the older version. Either you will use old version or the new version only. Okay. Yeah. Next question.
sir, what is the use of webpack here, sir? Webpack.
Webpack is like, see, we have a repository, and inside that repository we have multiple projects. It's not like individual project, it's just a library project. But we are able to run the library project with different ports by passing this project name, right? We install that webpack CLI, so we are able to run that by just passing ngserver, and we can pass the project name. So that thing, how we are able to run the particular project, it is because of the webpack. Got it?
Okay, sir. Thank you. Understood.
Yeah.
It's not necessary for a standalone project, right? Webpack is not necessary for a standalone project.
I think it should.
Okay. By default, it will be internally. It will be.
Yeah, if it is Webpack, I think it no, because before a session I tried, so Webpack was not there. I had to install it. So Webpack CLI might not be there. So you have to install it. Then only you will be able to run it.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. tried, because I also in Angular 15 it was proper, but with Angular after 17 to 18, so many new things were there. So I also tried today only this. Okay.
So basically, this structure is for using multiple projects at one time. है ना?
Right. One, you consider like a one bigger project is there, and inside that project you have multiple projects. Okay. So as we said, like reusable thing. So you will have a separate reusable project. Whatever reusable components you are going to need all over the projects. Okay. You will put that reusable component into that reusable project, and then you can use it. Got it? So you won't have to worry about
Okay.
reusable thing in each project. You have a dedicated project for that. Got it?
And so my one question was, what is standalone component? Does standalone component require node modules and all that packages?
No, standalone component, what we got from Angular 17. It is, see, previously up to Angular 16, what we used to do when we used to create the component, if that component is not provided in the declaration section in the app component of your module, that those are nothing but files, but it is not part of your Angular project, because we need to register that component. Then only you can use that component, right? But we stand alone, like it is actually a reusable component. It is not dependent on any module, any component, anything. Wherever you want to use it, you import that component and you use it, just like that.
Similar like service.
Not service. If you know Angular element na, because standalone component comes from the Angular element. Actual reusability thing, what we used to do with Angular element, that thing we actually got with standalone component. Whatever you use, let's say you have a component, whatever dependencies, whatever module, whatever you need into that component, you will use that into that component only. You won't be disturbing other component, other module. That is the simplest definition. Because if you are going to use ng module, you will be importing forms module into that component only, right? So
Yes, sir.
whatever you need into that component, it will be imported there only. No connection to the outside world. Just like that, consider.
Got it, sir.
Okay. Next one.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, Shutosh.
Sir, project one is running on different ports, and project two is running on different ports.
Right.
Right? So we
Yes.
can pass the data individually, like
Yeah. So from one application, from let's say from back office, we want to navigate to the payment, and we want to pass some data also. So using query parameter, we'll be redirecting from this application to another application. So if it is a redirection, we can pass the data by your inside query. You can pass the data like that.
I suppose the first project is not running. That second one will affect that.
No, these are see, that's what I told you, right? These are nothing but independent project. Payment project has nothing to do with back office. Independent project. It will be deployed on the different domain also. So is there any connection?
No, sir.
No. Because independent projects are there, but these projects are in a common umbrella. That's it. It's a setup how we are doing. Okay. Because payment team will be different. Let's say 100 people are working in the payment team, and back office team is altogether different. So what is the connection, right?
Okay, sir.
Yeah. But if we have some component which are developed in back office, and we need to use that component into payment also, because that thing is already developed. So what back office team will does, it will export that component and we will import that over here, so that we don't have to again redevelop the same thing. So that is the main advantage of having whole projects in a single umbrella. So we can share things in a different project. Got it?
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, if there is an error in that reusable component or something like that, even if the one of the project is not running in the server, will it affect it?
No, see, let's say we have a reusable component, a reusable project, and inside that we have all the reusable folder. That project will also get deployed somewhere, correct? But if that server is down, we won't be able to access it. Got it? because that is nothing but a different project, and that different project we are deploying it somewhere, right? So if that server is down, obviously we won't be able to access those reusable components. So when I talk about remote entry dot. So let's say we have a different project and there we have all the reusable component. So we get a JS. So let's say you open this particular payment project, and inside that payment project, you are going to use reusable component. So you will have a JS. So once you load the page, and at that time that server is up, so you got that JS in your folder on your browser. In the cache memory, you have that JS. After that, if that server is offline, it won't matter because that JS is already downloaded. So you will be able to use it. But again, if you clear the cache and again, if you reload, and if that server is not still up, you won't get that latest JS. So in that case, that will fail. Okay.
Sir, how to implement for the React.js?
तो इसमें सर आपने रियूजेबिलिटी का जो कंसेप्ट बताया कि जैसे बैक ऑफिस को पेमेंट में यूज कर लो या पेमेंट को बैक ऑफिस में रियूजेबल कोड को आप अलग अलग, यदि डिप्लॉयमेंट अलग अलग होगा तो कैसे हो जाएगा? यदि एक ही जगह
तो वो हमें
डिप्लॉयमेंट हो रहा था
नहीं सो नॉर्मली कैसा होता है, जैसे मेरी एक टीम है, मैं किसी कंपोनेंट पे काम कर रहा हूँ इस किसी फंक्शनैलिटी पर, वो सेम फंक्शनैलिटी मुझे दूसरे टीम को भी देनी है क्योंकि सेम फंक्शनैलिटी उनको भी चाहिए। तो जब
बिल्कुल।
स्प्रिंट प्लान होती है तो हमारा काम पहले खत्म होता है, उसके बाद उनकी स्प्रिंट चालू होती है, बिकॉज दे आर गोइंग डिपेंडेंट वर्क है। ओके, सो
नहीं,
ऐसा काम होता
मैं केवल डिप्लॉयमेंट की बात कर रहा हूँ कि यदि आपने बोला कि रियूजल कोड को मैं कैसे यूज करूंगा बैक ऑफिस को पेमेंट में, यदि डिप्लॉयमेंट आप कह रहे हैं कि दोनों
तो
अलग
पहले
अलग
मुझे
कोड पर।
मेरा डिप्लॉयमेंट करना पड़ेगा, तभी जाके दूसरा प्रोजेक्ट वाले लोग मेरा एक्सेस कर पाएंगे।
अच्छा अच्छा अच्छा
लोकली तो जैसे प्रोजेक्ट रन करोगे वो अवेलेबल रहेगा,
अच्छा अच्छा, हाँ मतलब डिप्लॉयमेंट के बाद वो
डिप्लॉयमेंट के
आपको।
बाद ही आप यूज कर पाओगे,
अच्छा।
क्योंकि
और दूसरा क्वेश्चन
बैक
ये है
ऑफिस
कि
और ये अलग अलग डोमेन पे जाएंगे। इट्स नॉट लाइक एक सिंगल डोमेन और उस पे अलग अलग प्रोजेक्ट जाएंगे, अलग अलग डोमेन पे ये प्रोजेक्ट होस्ट होते हैं।
अच्छा।
ओके।
और दूसरा
हेलो।
जैसे मान लो इसमें जो एसएसआर का यूज करते हैं, जो जो सर्वर साइड रेंडरिंग का है, तो उसका जो मतलब उसका एडवांटेज कुछ है या क्योंकि वो
सर्वर
थोड़ा
साइड
सर्वर साइड
रेंडरिंग का मैंने भी नहीं देखा अब तक, बट उसका बहुत लिमिटेड यूज के सिनेरियो, बहुत लिमिटेड वेबसाइट पर्पस के लिए ही यूज होता है वो। नॉर्मल वेब
मतलब
एडमिन काइंड ऑफ एप्लीकेशन है तो यूज नहीं होता है वो।
अच्छा, वो मतलब हैवी तो नहीं कर देता है जैसे एप्लीकेशन को हैवी कर दे, क्योंकि उसमें कुछ दो दो चार फाइलें एक्स्ट्रा हो जाती हैं।
नहीं, हेवी नहीं करेगा वो, सिर्फ स्टैटिक यूआई रेंडर करने के लिए है। ओके, अगर
हाँ
आपका
जी।
एंगुलर प्रोजेक्ट वेबसाइट है तभी
हम्म।
एसएसआर यूज होगा, वरना नॉर्मली एसएसआर कोई यूज नहीं करेगा।
अच्छा।
ओके।
हम्म।
सर React.js में कैसे यूज करेंगे सर?
किसमें?
React.js में
रिएक्ट जेएस का आई ऑल्सो हैवंट फिगर इट आउट येट, बट
हेलो।
it is possible. We can have a project of React also. Again, configuration and everything we need to see, but it is possible. Okay.
अच्छा, एक क्वेश्चन पूछा गया था हमको
हेलो।
एक इंटरव्यू में माइक्रो फ्रंट एंड से रिलेटेड कि दो जो मॉड्यूल्स होते हैं, दो प्रोजेक्ट अलग अलग सेपरेट होते हैं,
हम्म
तो दोनों कम्युनिकेशन कैसे करते हैं अगर जरूरत पड़ता है तो?
वही जैसे मैंने बताया, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि आपने बैक ऑफिस में एक सर्विस बनाया, वो सर्विस आप इधर नहीं यूज कर पाओगे। गॉट इट?
मतलब ऐसा कम्युनिकेशन नहीं होता है क्या दोनों में? मतलब ऐसा पूछा गया था कि
इंडिविजुअल
अगर
प्रोजेक्ट
जरूरत
है, इंडिविजुअल प्रोजेक्ट है दोनों।
कोई
अगर
लेना
आपको
देना नहीं।
कम्युनिकेशन करना है, जैसे मैंने बोला इस प्रोजेक्ट से आपको दूसरे प्रोजेक्ट में रिडायरेक्ट करना, तो आप कम्युनिकेशन कैसे करोगे? यहाँ से वहां रिडायरेक्ट करोगे, बट रिडायरेक्ट करते समय कुछ डेटा भेज सकते हो क्यूरी पैरामीटर से। गॉट इट?
ओके।
ओके। सी, अगर आप इफ यू आर इन द इंटरव्यू फेज ना, जस्ट your answer should be limited, because if you try to answer which you don't know, right, then you will get stuck somewhere, because the other person, if he has the proper knowledge, he will try to again what do we say, again answer, again put a question to
क्रॉस
your
क्वेश्चन।
answer also, cross question, right? So whatever you know, you just stuck onto that. And if he's asking something, then you can simply go ahead that in my project we don't have micro frontend architecture, but on a personal level I have implemented in, and these are the things I have tried. This is also fine.
हेलो।
Yeah.
सर अगर इसको हमें एज अ सेलेक्टर वेब कंपोनेंट की तरह इंटीग्रेट करना है तो हमें कैसे करेंगे? इन
वही जैसे
सिंगल
मैंने बोला
एचटीएमएल
ना
फाइल या
कि आपको रिमोट एंट्री करके एक फाइल होती है, उसे एक्सपोर्ट करना पड़ता है। मतलब लेट्स से
मैंने ट्राई किया था बट उसमें कुछ तो एरर आ रहे थे।
वर्जन कौन सा,
उसको
18 है कि
बिल्ड
पुराना वर्जन है?
15 है, 15
तो
ऐसे
15
वेब
में पॉसिबल है।
सिंगल कंपोनेंट में वर्क करता है, वर्क
सिंगल
करेगा।
कंपोनेंट नहीं, आपको ऐप
कस्टम
मॉड्यूल
एलिमेंट्स
एक्सपोर्ट करना पड़ता है ना।
उसका एक सेलेक्टर क्रिएट करके डिफाइन, और उस वो सेलेक्टर को कस्टम एलिमेंट्स स्कीमा में या इंपोर्ट करके हम यूज कर सकते हैं
हाँ वही बोल रहा
बिल्डर।
हूँ मैं।
तो वर्क इसको अब यहाँ पे मोनोरेपो है ना, 2 प्रोजेक्ट है, तो इसको अब अगर करना है तो
इसमें नहीं पता यार मुझे 18 में।
क्या?
15 में मेरे पास भी प्रोजेक्ट है, हम बाद में कनेक्ट करके मैं दिखा सकता हूँ मैंने कैसा किया है। रिमोट
ओके
एंट्री डॉट जे, रिमोट एंट्री करके हम जो भी कंपोनेंट हमें एक्सपोर्ट करना है वो हम उसका मॉड्यूल बनाते हैं, वो एक्सपोर्ट करते हैं, तब जाके वो दूसरे कंपोनेंट में हम उसको यूज कर पाते हैं। लाइक वाइज आई हैव डन इट इन माय रिसेंट 2 प्रोजेक्ट्स आल्सो, सेम थिंग वाज लाइक दैट। सो वो मैं बता सकता हूँ।
ओके
ओके,
ठीक।
या एनीवन एल्स? इंटरव्यू, just for the interview purpose na, if you know this much also na, it is very enough, because it's just like a NGRX, it's like another NGRX. No one will be using it but everyone will be asking it. Okay.
सर माइक्रो फ्रंटेंड अगर हमें इंटीग्रेट करना है तो कितने तरीके से हम करेंगे? लाइक वेब कंपोनेंट के तरह एक सेलेक्टेड तरह हम इंटीग्रेट कर सकते हैं।
हम्म
आपने यहाँ पे जो बताया 2 प्रोजेक्ट मोनोरेपो करके हम इंटीग्रेट करेंगे।
हम्म
इसके अलावा कोई
एंगुलर एलिमेंट है वो,
एंगुलर एंगुलर एलिमेंट यानी वेब कंपोनेंट एक सेलेक्टर होता है ना, वही ना?
जस्ट लाइक वेब कंपोनेंट ही। हाँ,
हाँ यस।
there are no other ways I think.
Hello.
Yes Dhaneshwar.
Yes. Okay. So suppose I have created one more project under the projects folder, and that
Hmm.
project name is let's say like AG grade, and
Hmm.
I have added all the logic in that AG grade project.
Hmm.
So can I reuse that AG grade in back office and payment as well?
Yes,
Suppose I
that is only
okay,
what I was telling you. For that only we have the micro frontend. So
okay,
let's say you have a project which only handles the table. It has AG
correct,
grade, whatever things. Again, let's say you have written some custom code. So that all thing you will put it over there. And you have to create a remote entry.json. You will export that particular module from that project. Then in remaining project, you will be able to use that. So in Angular
okay,
15, I was able to do it because we had app module, but in 18, we a component we cannot export, na. So I
right.
tried creating a model, but it was again facing some issues. That's why I didn't explain that.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
And one general question. Like in my current project, there
Hmm.
are almost 100 to 150 grids are there, and we are just looking for a grid which gives a better performance. So which grid you would suggest, like AG grid or NG grid or something else which can be faster?
See, what functionality you are going to use from the table, that is first thing. If you are going, do you have context menu, custom context menu?
Yes, we
Or
have context like custom context menu and filtering also there. Some
hmm,
icon also should be there.
hmm.
Sorting also there.
See, uh, in last episode I have shown, right, server side filtering. There I have
Right.
created pagination, sorting, everything by myself.
Yes.
And
Yes.
we can create your custom context menu also in Angular,
Right.
right?
Right.
So if your application is getting slow because of that AG grid, why don't you create a custom component? Whatever,
Okay.
see, some things, let's say inner child, expandable table, that thing's also possible because they have done it. So obviously we can also do it, but it will take some time, right?
Right.
But if
Yeah.
let's say normal things are there, searching, pagination, context menu, export, if you need these things, again, grouping also, all those things we can manage on into a reusable component. And
Okay.
again, you, if you don't want to put that in your folder code also, you can create a library project and host it on the npm and use it, right?
Yes.
In
Right.
npm also
Right.
we can add that some restrictions so that only if it is request is come, just like course, we can use it also. That is also possible, right?
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
So, do you have any video like for that, like to deploy those on npm?
Git,
So,
I have done it, but a video I have not created. I think I will try to create.
Sure. Yeah.
You need to
Thank
create
you.
a library project. You need to create a component, write everything logic,
Okay.
sign up on NPM. You need to have a authenticator in your phone because you will get a token, and you need to log in. There are some command to publish. Once you publish, with every publish, you need to change the package.json and you will be able to publish the NPM library.
Okay.
Steps, I have it. I will share it also.
Sure. Yes. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Anyone else? Okay, we have some time. Like apart from micro frontend, any general question? So those who are available or in the interview phase, they can be available for the next Friday. So we can have a session like that where I will be asking some question. You will answer, then I will explain like how you should answer this. Okay, because so many people are telling like interviews are getting clear, but nothing happening. So might be possible like in full confidence, you might be giving wrong answer also. So because interviewer is not going to correct you. So you might know like, no, I have given the correct answer, but sometimes it might be wrong also. Okay. So that kind of session we can plan next Friday. So just message me whoever is want to participate. We can just go ahead with the question and then we can have it in the session.
One general question. I mean, let's say, suppose just need your suggestion. Like, I have one
Yeah.
cascading dropdown. The first
Mm.
dropdown is for country and second dropdown is for state, right? So whenever I select
Mm.
the like India, at that time,
Mm.
let's say it is loading 1000 state. Just an example,
Mm.
right? So for
Mm.
that purpose, I have created Web API, and from Web API, I'm retrieving those
Sorry, your
states. And
voice not coming. You
okay, is it now?
anyone is able to hear? Hello.
Hello.
No, no, sir.
No, no, no.
Yeah,
Let me
now it
change
is
it.
now it is available. Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay. Okay.
yeah.
So I have created one web API, right? So from the state, I'm getting all the list of state based upon the country, whatever I have passed. Okay. And I'm retrieving those data from the database.
Mm.
So is it possible to
Mm.
like get that data into the session and
Okay, so some
like I don't need to like give the call to database each and every time whenever I change the country.
see. It's like for particular country, how many records you have in your API, that first matter.
Yeah.
Let's say for
Right.
India, you have around 50 or 57 something states are there, right? So if
And
for getting the record 57, API is not going to consume so much time. On
right.
API level also, we can implement caching,
Right.
right? So instead of
Yeah.
reaching out to database, you can read the data from the cache only. Okay. Or otherwise,
Yeah.
on the front end side also, you can have a custom store kind of thing where for for different type, whatever the URL you have written, whatever the API you have written with what country ID. So you can store that somewhere. And before making the API call, you can first check that if that particular country data is available in that your, whether you can store it in a service level, session storage or local storage. And you can, instead of making API call, you can get the data from there. That will be faster. And you won't make your API also busy.
Right.
Got it?
Yes.
So these are the
Got it.
ways you can do.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, fine. Let's connect then next Friday. If someone is having some questions which are not basic, but you might have faced and you were not able to answer it, just send it to me so we can discuss those also in the session.
सर Node.js का टेस्टिंग कब स्टार्ट होगा?
अरे हाँ, Node.js ठीक है ना, एक काम करते हैं, सैटरडे या संडे इवनिंग को, कल या परसों अपन इवनिंग को कनेक्ट करते हैं, एक ही सेशन में हो जाएगा बेसिक. ओके.
Okay,
I will
sir.
try tomorrow or on Sunday. We will in the evening we will connect and we will wind up. Just basic CRUD API कैसे लिखते हैं वो दिखा दूंगा. That will be pretty enough. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, MongoDB भी ना sir.
MongoDB, I have Node.js, but I will try with MongoDB. I need to install that.
सर
Okay.
.NET
Database
कोड
can
पे
be
भी कुछ
anything, right? Database can be
Yes,
anything.
sir.
सर .NET कोड पे भी कुछ थोड़ा सा बता देते आप.
Sorry.
on .NET Core something ना?
हाँ, .NET कोर आप वीडियोस देखो ना, कुछ दिन पहले हमने लाइव सेशन लिया था, एक कार बुकिंग का पूरा एप्लीकेशन हमने किया था डेटाबेस और एपीआई के साथ।
ठीक है।
ओके, पुराने वीडियोस
ओके
देखो, कार बुकिंग एप्लीकेशन है लाइव सेशन में।
ओके सर।
यस यस समृद्धि।
सर आप कुछ कोडिंग क्वेश्चन बता सकते हैं क्या कि एंगुलर में कौन से पूछे जाते हैं इंटरव्यू के टाइम में, एक
एंगुलर
सेशन
के
रख
कोई
के?
नहीं पूछेगा, जावास्क्रिप्ट के ही पूछेंगे कोडिंग क्वेश्चन। एंगुलर में आपको सिर्फ
ओ,
मशीन टेस्ट पूछा जाएगा ना,
हाँ बराबर।
राइट।
हाँ
ये एक साइट है जहाँ पे जावास्क्रिप्ट के ऑलमोस्ट जो पूछे गए वो क्वेश्चन वाइंड प्रॉपरली सेग्रीगेट करके है, ग्रुप में शेयर कर देता हूँ। whatever possible JavaScript various scenarios questions are there ना। सो यहाँ पे JS इंटरव्यू सिलेक्ट करो, फिर कंपनीज वाइज मैंने थोड़ा सा, ऐसा क्यों आ रहा है ये, हाँ कंपनीज वाइज मैंने थोड़ा सा कैटेगराइज भी किया है। सो जो भी जावास्क्रिप्ट पॉसिबल डिफरेंट डिफरेंट सिनेरियोज होते हैं वो पूरे हैं, ये करो। उसके बाद एंगुलर में नॉर्मली मशीन टेस्ट, तो नॉर्मली मशीन टेस्ट में क्रड कोई एपीआई देगा, कोई मॉक एपीआई के साथ करने के लिए बोलेगा, कोई जेसॉन प्लेस होल्डर वाले एपीआई के साथ करने के लिए बोलेगा, कोई ड्रैग एंड ड्रॉप करने के लिए बोलेगा, या फिर कोई की कंपनी सिर्फ यूआई भी डिजाइन करने के लिए बोल सकता है, वो मशीन टेस्ट होगा। बट एंगुलर में ऐसा कोड करने के लिए कोई बोलेगा नहीं, नॉर्मली बोलेगा तो एक एपीआई देगा और वो एपीआई कॉल करके दिखाओ, या फिर राउटिंग इंप्लीमेंट करके दिखाओ, ये छोटे छोटे ही पूछेंगे, बड़ा कोई पूछ नहीं सकता। जस्ट फोकस ऑन जावास्क्रिप्ट।
ओके सर, थैंक यू।
फाइन, थैंक यू ऑल।